perfect spot.
Okay.
You're right with you. I'll take you over in just a minute. Now here's your bill.
My.
I'll be right with you.
You ever seen it this busy?
Hickam gave my booth away.
Key for you, and I'll bring your suitcase up as soon as I can. Oh, thank you for coming.
Michael, the place is really buzzing. You must be cashing in on all the election business, huh?
Tell me about it. I gave the staff time off to vote. Of course, the line.
All the way to Abigail's, we saw.
Abigail's. Oh, no. I'm supposed to be meeting May for our date.
It's never a good idea to keep a lady waiting.
We could lend a hand.
We?
Yeah.
Really?
Sure.
Oh, I owe you guys.
Hey, Hickam,
Thank
I
you.
need my booth back.
Anything you want. Excuse me. Nuts.
Mike needs Mike Hickam twin to help him run the saloon and the hotel. Very thoughtful of Lee and Bill to lend a hand. But unfortunately, Mike is late to the date. May already left, so yeah, that's not good on him.
This line is moving slower than molasses on a cold day. They're still halfway down the street. At this rate, we're going to lose half of these voters by nightfall.
Taking forever in there.
There's only 2 options. What can be so complicated?
Rosemary, the curtains from the ball.
Elizabeth, this is no time to be talking about redecorating.
That's not what I meant. We can use the curtains to make more
Voting booths! Yes! All right, I'll be right back. Oh, goodness.
I saw the sign 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I think. So yeah, they definitely need more voting booths. Need more voting workers. Yeah, they need to speed things up because this can totally affect the result and prevent Lucas from winning the election.
Well, that took a long time.
Mike stood me up. Huh? What? I waited almost an hour. Well, that doesn't sound like Mike at all. Something important must be keeping him.
Like working the election, running the saloon?
I think he made himself very clear. He's not interested. I'll just stop pushing it. When does Mike ever make himself clear?
Clear as mud.
Grace and Fiona have been quiet a little bit. I feel like not many storylines for them in the last few episodes of this season. May is jumping to conclusion. Too far ahead, May. Mike is a sweet guy, even though he's not clear sometimes. It was just an honest mistake. He forgot he was busy. I'm sure they will make it up by the end of this episode.
And there's your button. Looks like we did it. And well done with the voting booths, Rosemary. They worked like a charm. We got all but 22 people voted.
All but 22 people voted? Hickam! Governor Balfour won by a margin of less than 1,000 votes last time. We all know how that turned out.
Polls close in 1 hour.
Oh my goodness!
What are you gonna do, Rosemary? You can't force these people to vote.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Looks like I'll be dusting off my elocution expertise. You'd be surprised what a stern talking to by yours truly can accomplish.
I'm glad I voted.
How are you going to identify all of the non-voters?
Yes, how are we going to find them?
You'll know who isn't wearing a button.
Exactly. Elizabeth, grab your jacket. It isn't over until it's over.
May I have that clipboard? Thank you. Ladies, we need every last person to vote. Would you mind looking for people without buttons?
Oh,
absolutely. Thank you.
Well, think about the world you want for your children or your grandchildren. Just go in and vote, and then you can be rid of me.
Oh, hello. It's a lovely day to vote, wouldn't you agree?
Make your voices heard and do your part to save Hope Valley.
Scout.
I was thinking Elizabeth and Rosemary were not wearing the I voted buttons. I like they actually already voted. Yeah. Rosemary, Rosemary, confident. She got it all. She's like not afraid to go out there and kindly force non-voters to vote before the poll closes. Of course, Nathan was one of the last few ones that haven't voted yet. He has been out of town, and hopefully he will vote for Lucas. I mean, if he does, I'm sure he will vote for Lucas, but I think the emotion behind it, like Lucas and Elizabeth just broke up, and he probably know that I'm the bad guy because Elizabeth wants to be with Nathan, but I'm sure as a friend, man to man, I'm sure he will vote for Lucas, so hopefully he will get there in time.
Well, thank you for performing your civic duty. I am exhausted. Elizabeth!
I know. I still need to vote. But you get home to Goldie. I'll stay and clean up.
We did everything we could.
We sure did. Nathan, what are you doing here?
Voting.
Right. Looks like we're just under the wire, so here you go. Okay. I was worried you weren't going to show.
Well, I was on duty, but I always planned on making it back in time.
It just seemed like you were avoiding me.
I'm sorry that I overstepped. I had no right to question you like that.
You were just trying to help. And it may have been hard for me to hear, but I appreciate what you said.
Elizabeth. Good night.
Good night.
I was right. Elizabeth hasn't voted yet. Now she was at the same time as Nathan. I kind of knew Nathan was gonna show up last minute just like that. Once Rosemary left, I was like, yep, Nathan. Wow, I felt like Nathan friend-zoned her. Good for him. I think, they need space. There were a lot of things happen, and I think it's just not a great idea to jump into this relationship between Nathan and Elizabeth. But I'm glad that they talk it out, they needed to talk it out as friends. But when he said Elizabeth, she turned around, I felt that she was hoping for more than just a good night, And I think he wasn't ready yet. Good for him. I think the timing, the moment wasn't right. I think he just wanted to sort out that conversation they had and just, be on that good path again and move forward, as friends. But you can feel that Elizabeth was hoping for more. She's like, okay, good night, that's it. And I think she was a little bit disappointed as well. But I'm just hoping that she doesn't rush into Nathan. If she wants to be with Nathan, whatever, but I just hope that she doesn't rush into a new relationship with Nathan.
Thanks for bailing me out today, gentlemen.
Oh, don't worry about it. I've run plenty of businesses in my time. Always start out a little bumpy.
Lee was much nicer to the customers than I was.
Yeah, it's true. I was.
I wish I hadn't missed May. I wouldn't be surprised if she never speaks to me again.
I would not be surprised either. May seemed pretty upset with you.
I don't blame her. It got so crazy here today, I just lost track of time.
It was really crazy.
Well, I am not getting involved again. I have sworn off meddling. It never works.
Are you kidding? It's the only thing that worked for me. Please meddle.
Mike, you have to figure this out for yourself.
But how?
All right. Okay, here's what you need to do. You have to tell her how you feel. How is she supposed to know if you don't say anything?
Good luck with that.
Lee and Bill, that was funny. Yeah, Mike, he needs to figure it out himself. He really needs to figure it out himself. Like, he cannot have people help you in that department all the time. Yeah, I'm sure May and Mike will be back together. I mean, this is Hope Valley.
Come on, Jack. We don't want to be late. Oh, I love your hat.
I do too.
Maybe we can save it for after the baptism?
Okay, Mama.
Okay. Close the door behind you, please. Let's go.
Oh, hello.
Here she is. Hi.
You look very handsome.
Hey, where's Henry?
Lee.
Have a little faith.
It's sad we would never get to hear what little Jack thinks or feel about Lucas not being his buddy anymore. And of course, little Jack had the Mountie hat on. I'm like, here we go again. Another foreshadow of Nathan and Elizabeth. But yeah, here we go to the baptism of Gertie.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Couldn't find a tie.
Friends, today, Rosemary and Lee presenting their daughter Marigold for baptism. For baptism is a sign and seal of God's eternal covenant of grace with us. Goldie was born into a community of love and kindness, of forgiveness and healing. By the guidance and example of her parents, Rosemary and Lee, and godparents, Elizabeth and Henry, Goldie will know where to seek help when she needs it, and how to give it when it's asked of her. And if she falls, like we all do, she will find forgiveness. Forgiveness is our path towards grace. When we ask for forgiveness, we find redemption. And when we accept forgiveness, we find peace. Marigold Elizabeth Coulter, I baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Goldie, we welcome you with open arms to this family of faith.
A very nice ceremony, baptism for Gertie. Very heartwarming, having community support, and Henry made it. Very interesting how the camera panned over to Rosaline and Molly and over to Henry when the pastor talked about forgiveness. I thought that was very, very telling, you know, like, that was a a big storyline, I would say, in season 10. Henry and Rosaline finally having that closure on their past. But yeah, other than that, it was a nice baptism, and of course, little Jack was sitting between Nathan and Allie. It was very forceful, though. Like, you know, there were so many signs and so many little and big signs of pointing Elizabeth to Nathan, you know. And I remember when they had that choir, I don't know what episode it was, and Lucas was sitting next to little Jack, and then little Jack moved to where Allie was. And now we see little Jack in between Nathan and Allie in this scene. It's so obvious, unfortunately. But other than that, it was a nice baptism, and I'm really happy for Rosemary and Lee. And I think it's a beautiful story to tell. And I know a lot of people go through the struggles of infertility, and I mean, that's tough. Like, I never deal with it. Pray to God I would never deal with it in my life, but it's a tough situation for people that went through infertility. And I think Rosemary and Lee becoming parents is just a hopeful story to tell, that everyone deserves to be parents, you know. If you want to become a mom or a dad, you know, like, there are many ways, you know, to become a parent. But I think it's just a beautiful story to tell that miracles still happen, you know, to this day. And a miracle did happen to Rosemary and Lee, and that was Goldie.
Did Buddy win?
We're about to find out.
And now, directly from Capital City, we are thrilled to announce the results of
This is it! Everybody quiet down! This is it!
You're the only one making any racket.
Voter turnout has been unprecedented. We have 76-55 to 76-76. By a margin of a nail-biting 21 votes, we have a new governor, Governor Lucas Bouchard.
I knew we could do it!
That's wonderful.
Okay, little Jack still calls Lucas buddy. He made me so sad. I'm like, oh, like, bittersweet once again. So I guess that's good, you know. Lucas will always have a special spot in little Jack's heart. But yeah, Lucas won. Hooray. Happy for him. He deserves something good, you know. A good thing happened, you know, after that breakup with Elizabeth. Yeah. I totally knew Allie becoming a babysitter. I knew that was like an Allie, you know, like pointing in the direction of Nathan, and we see Allie playing with little Jack in the scene, and Elizabeth looking toward them. I'm sure she's thinking about Nathan. I think after Lucas won, she's like, hey, Lucas won, you know, he gonna fix that issue with Belfort and Montague, and Hope Valley will be saved, other towns will be saved. She's like, Lucas is okay, and they are still friends. And now I'm sure she's thinking in the scene, like thinking about Nathan. She's hopeful that she can fix her relationship with Nathan. It felt like half fixed with that last conversation they had at the voting booth. Out of all places, the voting booth, they talk, and I think it wasn't exactly what she hoped for. I think she wanted more from him, and I think she wanted to say more to him as well.
Henry.
Elizabeth.
Lucas won.
So I hear.
Oh. I'm really glad you came today. I know it meant a lot to Lee and Rosemary.
Goldie's as sweet as anything, and I'm proud to be part of her life.
So what are you doing here?
I'm just trying to make sense of a few things. You know, I sat here for quite some time. Sat here and did my work. She did hers over there. Her on her side of the street, and me on mine. I was born in the shadow of a mountain. In a shack that never seemed to see the sun, didn't matter what time of day. I spent my life trying to escape that shack. And separate myself from those people. People like those 47 men. They were numbers in my ledger, and I sent them into the mine so that I could wear a fancy hat. I lived in the darkness so long that I couldn't see beauty anymore. But sitting here, across the street, helped me see it again. View hasn't changed from here, but I have.
Henry. I think she would really appreciate who you are now.
Remember the first time Lucas and Elizabeth met? You know, look at that saloon sign just now, Queen of Hearts, and I'm like, oh, I miss Lucas in Hope Valley. I'm wondering if Chris Minali, like, leaving the show, I don't know, just a random thought. I was just like, did he agree to this? Like, did he like this, you know, storyline of his character? I would be really sad if he does leave the show. I would totally understand. I'm just wondering how he feels about what happened to Lucas in season 10. But Henry and Elizabeth had another conversation, and Abigail came into the conversation, the topic of Abigail, and I miss Abigail, and I wish she was brought back on the show. I mean, she's still alive in the world of Hope Valley, but the actress, you know, I mean, I would love to have Laurie back on the show and continue playing Abigail. I'm wondering if anything changed on that. But Henry, he thought a lot, like he had a lot of thinking. He went through a lot in his past. He had a lot of heavy burdens on himself. He had quite the journey for himself and in his life, and hopefully season 11, whether I watch it or not, hopefully he has a happier storyline in season 11. He is a good man. He definitely had a redemption, you know, moment. Hope Valley forgave him, and hopefully he will forgive himself completely, and hopefully he had peace and moving forward in his life.
I am exhausted. Thank goodness for Allie taking little Jack home. What a day.
Oh, what a year. Hard times, boom times.
A birth and a baptism.
And this election.
And everyone saving the day.
May, give the guy a break. He had a good reason for not being there.
I'm sick of mixed messages. I just want to know where I stand.
Well, then you should tell him how you feel.
All right, then I will. Michael, I
I'm
have
so
to say,
sorry. I didn't mean to
confused
stand you
about how
up.
you feel, but I
really
like you.
Your voice is my favorite sound. Would you like to,
Yes. I'm so happy for them.
Me too.
So maybe your meddling wasn't so bad after all?
Oh, I don't know about that. I think I know why I do it. Meddle so much.
So you don't have to worry about your own love life?
Maybe.
Henry really stepped up. Maybe you've reached him this time.
Yes, he did. I realized something.
What's that?
Humility means accepting that it's my job to lead people to the light. Whether or not they want to see it is between them and God.
Amen to that.
Amen.
Alrighty, one, Elizabeth. The only last thing on her list is Nathan. Second, May and Mike. Of course, they're gonna resolve their little issue before the end of this episode. I love when he said her voice is his favorite sound. I thought that was so cute and so sweet at the same time. Fiona, I'm like, you next girl. I want to see her get messy in her love life, you know. I'm curious though, like what kind of guy that she would go after, you know. Faith, yeah, I don't know, I think Faith will take a break from love for a while. But yeah, I'm curious to see where Fiona love life will take her, maybe in season 11, whether I watch her or not. And May, one last thing about May and Mike. May really needs a lot of patience with Mike. I feel like Mike still needs to step up his game a little bit more, you know, boost up his confidence. So it's good that May is patient with him so far. And then Joseph and Minnie. Minnie is a great wife, and she's very supportive of Joseph and his calling, and just supporting him to be the best pastor that she knows that he can be to Hope Valley.
Madeline, what are you doing here?
We were in Buxton, and when Jamie heard Lucas won, he insisted we drive to Hope Valley to celebrate. But he couldn't keep his eyes open. He's asleep in the car.
I see you parked in front of the hitching post.
Old habits die hard. I know I can't expect you to forgive me for what I did. But I want you to know what Hope Valley has meant to Jamie and me. What you've meant.
Bill and Madeline. I totally forgot about Madeline for like a good hour. Yeah. I'm not surprised if she come back to Hope Valley, and I think her and Jamie belong in Hope Valley. And I think Bill deserves to find love. I'm curious what's gonna happen in the next 3 minutes of this episode. I feel like there will be a cliffhanger, Nathan and Elizabeth maybe. But overall, I miss Lucas in Hope Valley. That's my honesty.
Good work, everyone. Thank you. Good night. What are you doing here?
Okay, I did not expect to see Lucas one more time before the end of this episode. I'm guessing Belfort and Montague are in that heart. Of course, cliffhanger, right? The only last thing about Lucas is I hope he doesn't get hurt or killed off. I mean, God forbid. Yeah, that doesn't look good for Lucas. I hope he will be okay in season 11.
Something inside me just broke. The thought of going through that again. I loved Lucas. But I think I was looking for something safe, so I couldn't get hurt again. Because what if I broke a second time, but couldn't put the pieces back together again? I couldn't risk it. Especially when I have little Jack to think of. But that wasn't fair to Lucas. He deserves to have a great love. We both do. Oh, Jack.
I believed that Elizabeth was Lucas' great love and Lucas was her great love. They really had a great love story. And the writers, showrunner, whoever, they ruined that. I just don't agree with the fact with how this happened. Yeah, they should have picked Nathan in the first place. Also, it showed that Elizabeth's still emotional about it, about her past and her broken heart from Jack's death. That's the other thing she needs to be careful about. She really needs to be emotionally, mentally ready to be in a relationship with Nathan if she does want that. Because Nathan, I don't think he will ever quit his job. He loves his job so much, so she really needs to accept him and accept his job that he does, being a Mountie. She really needs to guard her heart, and she really needs to be prepared from every angle if she wants to be with Nathan. I think that's the truth, that's the honesty. We never see Elizabeth visit Jack's grave so much within the season, right? Until this season, season 10, she visited his grave again in this season finale episode. She talked to Jack, and she was very open and honest, and about damn time, to hear, what she was feeling and what she felt, what she was thinking about all throughout season 10. Yeah, Lucas does deserve better. Does Elizabeth deserve love? She does. I just hope that she doesn't do it again, the way that she did to Lucas. So hopefully the third time the charm. The next man is the one for her, supposedly. But if Lucas does get hurt or something, no. I don't know. I just don't see Lucas and Elizabeth getting back together. I know some fans maybe a 5% chance. I just don't see it right now. I don't think you'll ever see them back together. I feel like season 11 will force Nathan and Elizabeth to be a couple. It would have been nice to see Elizabeth get married again and have another kid with Lucas. I just don't see that anytime soon. I feel like season 11 would be like a dating season for Nathan and Elizabeth, and possibly a proposal by the end of season 11, depending on how many episodes in the season. I was thinking if Lucas get killed or get injured, maybe it would change Elizabeth's mind, but I just don't see them back together, unfortunately. I just feel like right now Lucas and Elizabeth, unfortunately, are done for good.
Abigail.
I fell for that. I thought Abigail's face was gonna be shown. I'm like, That would be great if Abigail does come back in season 11. I don't know where Hallmark Channel stands on that right now. But yeah, good for Henry.
Nathan,
Elizabeth,
what are you doing here?
I don't know. I was just. What are you doing here?
I was just...
Bill, what is it? It's Lucas. I need you both. Now!
Oh my god, great. Now I'm curious what's gonna happen in the first episode of season 11, but I don't want to fall for it, you know what I mean? I don't want to watch the first episode of season 11 and, you know, have like somewhat of like 1% hope for Lucas and Elizabeth, and it was just like nothing big. But it sounded like really big. I think Lucas got hurt. And he probably in the hospital. That's my guess. Yeah, that's a Teacup question of this episode. What do you think happened to Lucas? And if Lucas will come back to Hope Valley in season 11? Yeah, I'm gonna make it a double question, double whammy. Yeah, so what happened to Lucas? Is Lucas going to come back to Hope Valley? Those are the double question of the episode. Double Teacup question of this episode. Yeah, feel free to jot down in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you guys and kind of like have a wrap up conversation before I take a break from YouTube for a while. Yeah, that was crazy. I was thinking the episode was gonna end on Nathan and Elizabeth confessing their feelings, but yeah, interesting how Lucas kind of interrupted them. I like it. So I guess the show have some time to decide, you know, how to write, you know, what's gonna happen in season 11, but I'm feeling that it will still be Nathan and Elizabeth. Elizabeth looked very, very concerned. Yeah, the mention of Lucas' name, she was just like sad. Like all of a sudden, Nathan, of course, he's very concerned for his friend Lucas. But it was very strange though before Bill came over that they just like randomly, you know, ran into each other at the spot, and I think the way that Elizabeth reacted to seeing Nathan come to her, she's like, oh, is this a sign from heaven, you know, it's just like, you know, is this for real, like, is this what supposed to happen, is this meant to be, you know, Nathan and Elizabeth to be together. It's definitely a big cliffhanger. We will not hear Nathan and Elizabeth confess to one another until next season, I'm guessing, and we will never find out what is going on with Lucas until next season. Yeah, I'm kind of glad Lucas interrupted because I don't know if I was ready to to see Elizabeth and Nathan have this talk. I'm not saying this in a mean way, but I think like to guard their hearts, I'm hoping that Nathan and Elizabeth don't rush into this too quickly, you know. Yeah, we'll see what happens in season 11. I think I said all that I wanted to say, especially about the love triangle. I do love the show. I do love the characters, even though this season was totally different from season 9. It's just a lot of characters changes in season 10. There were some great storylines. It's a big show, and there's so many characters, and yeah, there were some characters that I'm really curious, to see them like go through things. Like, I feel like Fiona should get more storylines, especially her love life. I want to know more about her history, her past, her family, her exes, her ex-boyfriends, and maybe a little bit more of her in season 11. I think that would be cool. I mean, I think season 11, the big storyline would be, okay, what happened to Lucas? And then the second big storyline would be, Nathan and Elizabeth, continuation of their conversation before Lucas interrupted them. I'm gonna leave the door half open. This kind of like changed my perspective on season 11. But I was originally planning to wait and see and hear the reaction on Twitter, and then maybe film my review on the first episode of season 11. Episode 11 of this season broke my heart when Lucas and Elizabeth broke up. So, I don't know if I'm gonna be mentally ready for filming season 11 when the episodes are out, but I think we will have time until then. I think it will be a while. Honestly, after the strike, I think it's not gonna be ready until late 2024 or early 2025. That's my guess. I haven't checked any updates yet. If you know anything, feel free to tell me in the comment section below. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Anything, feel free to rant down in the comment section below. My finale speech, I honestly don't know where to start. Thank you for watching my reviews in season 10 of When Calls the Heart. Whether you hear from the beginning or if you started late, and even if you stopped watching after episode 9, thank you for your time, thank you for your support, and thank you for your patience. It feels really good that I'm done with this season, and I'm half done with this show. That would be TBD on season 11. I will give you an update. Well, if I upload a review on season 11, then you will know the answer, but I'm sure I will give you an update beforehand. But for now, I'm leaving the door half opened on season 11. That's my honesty. I feel like emotional because I feel like this could be like the last Teacup trail, I'm still heartbroken for Lucas, and I hope he is okay. Again, I love the show. We've been through a lot, and season 10 was not my favorite. I think the number one thing for me on the list about this show is that I hope Lucas is okay. I'm just worried that first Manali might leave the show, or Lucas will get lesser scenes in season 11. But Erin Quaco, she said it herself. She's like, we're still gonna see Lucas in season 11. I'm like, okay, you said it. But it's been a joy, it's been a ride, it's been an adventure doing this Teacup trail since season 6. Season 10 was definitely different from the other season, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will give you guys an update on the show that I'll be doing later this year. I'm shooting for... Honestly, I think I'm going to take like a couple of months off and start filming again. I'm shooting for April, May of a new show, and we'll see how that goes. And if I have time, I will do a fall, early winter second show later this year. Really excited to see what this year holds. for my channel and in my personal life. And I hope you guys are having a great start to 2024. Just to wrap up on 2023, YouTube gave me a 2023 recap, and I thought it was a bit interesting in a good way. So there was definitely a big jump in the number of subscribers to my channel this year, 255 of you. Just want to say thank you for joining in. Again, thank you for your support and patience, especially in finishing the season 10 reviews of whencallstheheart. 73,900 views. That's crazy. 79 uploads. I did a lot of work. 2023. 415 likes. Thank you. For those who dislike my content, goodbye. Comments, 67 comments. That's awesome. Love connecting with you guys and talking to you. I feel like I talk a lot, so I'm glad when you guys talk to me, connect with me on these shows. And then the top video of the year, I didn't realize it's over 4,000 views, and it was episode 4 of season 10, part 2 review. That's when Rosemary gave birth to Goldie. So that was the top video of 2023. That's crazy. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all your support. I will see you guys very soon. I'm sure time gonna fly by and they're gonna be springtime before we know it. Thank you so much for your support, and I will check in with you guys sometime in March. But for now, feel free to comment on season 10, this episode, anything about this season. This episode. I would love to hear from you guys. Hear your final thoughts on this season of whencallstheheart. Aside from season 10 finale, there will be no Teacup Trail episode this year. I will check in on the status of when season 11 will be up. Honestly, I think season 11, regardless of when it comes on, I think I will check back on it in 2025, and maybe I will do the Teacup Trail episodes next year. But for now, this year, I like to do something new, so that's my plan, and other content too that I haven't get to it yet. Yeah, life is busy. But thank you for your support, and I say thank you enough. I wouldn't do this without you guys checking my channel out and watching and listening and ranting with me and freaking out over season 10. Yeah, but anyway, much love to you guys. See you very soon. Thank you. Team Lucabeth forever. Bye.